Q Carrington and Keyshawn Davis joining us a bit later in the show. But first, Ocho, the 49ers have hired former Falcons head coach Raheem Morris as their new defensive coordinator. Morris replaces Robert Saleh, who took the head job at the Tennessee Titans. Morris has a long history with 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan, going back to their days when they were both assistant coaches on the Bucs in 2005.
Yeah.
Ocho, do you like the addition of Raheem to the
I mean,
49ers?
I like it. The 49ers have a decent defense. Obviously, the relationship that he has with Shanahan is one of the reasons why once you come from under that tree, that umbrella, and that tree, you will probably always have a job if there's some familiarity with the system and the coaches that you've been with before. It's a good hire. As far as Raheem Morris as a defensive coordinator, I'm not sure. I've never seen him.
Rams won the Super Bowl. He was the DC.
Yeah.
Yes. He was the DC in Tampa. He became the
Hold on.
interim head coach.
I remember
left.
that 2005 Tampa team. I played against, if I'm not mistaken. I gave them that work. I gave.
Yes, but he was the DC in
when the Rams won the Super Bowl.
when they won the championship. Yep.
They should. It's hard to tell because you have to think.
And if I'm not mistaken, he was in Atlanta too, wasn't he? He was on what you call him staff. DC Dan Quinn. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was on the staff in Atlanta when they went to the Super Bowl in 2016.
Well, you know what? Hey,
check and see, Ash. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's on that staff.
You know what
also.
make things even easier as a DC? Most of the time, you look at when they've had success. Look at the players he also had though. That makes it that much easier. You got Fred Warner coming back. You got Bosa coming back from injury. You don't know what you're going to get in the offseason. You're not sure what you're going to draft. So I'm sure he's going to do one hell of a job, especially once you get that centerpiece and Fred Warner, who is still the best linebacker in the game. Hey, players like that make your job easy, huh? They make your job very easy.
Yeah. So he was on that staff then, although he was on the offensive side of the football. But I like it. I like this hire. There's some familiarity there. As you mentioned, he gets Bosa back. He gets Fred Warner back. I think they need some help at the corner position. Losing Hufanga to the Broncos, losing Tre'Davious Ward to Indy. That hurt. You can't keep losing your best players and think you're just going to retool. They've done a lot. They lost Buck. They lost Armstead over the course of the years, who are preeminent players, guys that get you double-digit sacks at that position. Leonard Floyd has moved on. So they've got to retool. They're going to have to do some things with Purdy's number. They'll probably do something, rework Christian McCaffrey's number. They got to get Juwan Jennings re-signed. They'll probably do something with George Kittle, because Kittle's coming off that Achilles injury, which was really, really late in the season. So there's a possibility that he's not going to be able to go at the start of the season. So we'll see how that works out. But I like this hire because Kyle and Raheem are very familiar with each other. I think Raheem does a great job spearheading the defense, and I expect them to have success. It's just they got to. I don't know what it is, Ocho, but they've had a ish ton of injuries over the years.
Well, obviously you guys brought it to my attention that some of the injuries are probably because of the power plant that they're next to.
They say they're going to look into it.
Yeah, so.
They say they're going to look into it. The question is that, Kyle has been to 2 Super Bowls as the head coach. Is this a situation where the Yorks are going to say, well, you know what? Kyle has gotten us as far as he can take us?
Yeah, I don't think you want to do that, Unc. You don't want to do that.
I don't think so either, but it's a conversation that a question that we
I know, it's questions that we have to ask, but obviously management has to understand. If you have a coach that's continuously getting you to the Super Bowl, you haven't had the opportunity to win it, or you've had chances to actually win it and things didn't go right, whatever it may be, maybe be clock management or you don't do enough offensively or you don't do enough defensively. Like scrapping it and trying to bring another regime in
all over again.
I don't think that's the right answer, especially if you have a coach that's continuously getting you there. It's not as easy as it seems, or it's not as easy as Shanahan has made it look. He's a phenomenal coach, and one of the reasons why they're consistently going there despite the injuries is because of him.
I agree, Ocho. I think the thing is that if you look at Seattle, I think Seattle avoided the injuries. Also, he's done. And you think about it, he did that. No Brandon Ayuk. They let Debo go. George Kittle goes down during the season. And Juwan Jennings and other guys, Pearsall and other guys, DeMarcus Robinson, guys step up. Big Trent goes down during the season. Purdy goes down. Mac Jones steps in. So I think given the fact that they've dealt with a lot of injuries and they still found ways to win ball games, they still had an opportunity late in the season to get home field advantage. I do think that speaks volume to the level of coaching that he's done. I do think they made a mistake in the Super Bowl. I think they thought if they got the football and they scored first, they would win. And you're supposed to defer in that situation because now you know exactly what you have to do. And then fourth downs become viable on all downs. And you let the Chiefs see what you did. So they know now they're going for it. They're going for it on every fourth down because they know they have to, whereas you like, okay, fourth down, we got to take this field goal. Whereas in the past, if they had a field goal, who knows, maybe you kick the field goal, maybe you go for it to keep your chances alive. So I do think they misplayed that, Ocho, that last Super Bowl. But if you think about it, go back, Ocho, they had 10-point leads in both games. They had 10-point leads in both games, and they
squandered it.
They let it up. Yep, they spit the bit. So, I think Kyle has done a great job, and I think he's safe. But they're gonna have to bring some more players. They need some players. They need another receiver. What are they gonna do at tight end? Because both of the tight end Kittle. You lose him. I mean, it ain't no telling how long he's going to be out because he probably just had surgery. Yeah. So that's at least a 7 to 9 month injury, Ocho. And we're being generous. We're being very generous with that. So, and we don't know what he's going to look like once he comes back off of that injury. But I think he's safe for at least another year. Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. Decision to take paternity leave raised some eyebrows around the NFL, but was never revealed until the Vikings fired him as a general manager on Friday. According to The Athletic, Adolfo-Mensah used 2-week paternity leave after the birth of his child in 2023, left some NFL execs and coaches in disbelief. Adolfo-Mensah missed 2 weeks of training camp and meetings and practice, and he was working remotely at the time. In the NFL culture, where many players and coaches executives proudly acknowledge missing the birth of their children, taking time away from it, take a newborn and support a partner remains uncommon. Among some rival executives and coaches, it was met with disbelief.
Hey, Unc, this is funny to me. Now I'm curious to hear your comments and your thoughts on it. Chat, those of you that are watching, I'm not sure if you've ever played at any level as far as you've been in corporate, wherever you might work. The birth of a child is important. Now I understand that being there for the birth of your child, that's one thing, but taking a leave of absence for 2 weeks. I mean, to me, that's kind of strange a little bit. Understanding what the wife has to go through, understanding postpartum and stuff like that, wanting to be there not only for your child but for your wife as well. It's kind of iffy in a sense, almost. I think about his position as a GM and missing training camp, but being able to still be a part of whatever's going on remotely. It shouldn't be much of an issue because he's still engaged in a sense. He's just not there in person.
You see? Now this happened in 23. Why didn't you mention this in 24?